Mortal rivals turned reluctant partners? The US and China are talking again. Military to military, line to line, after years of silence and close calls at sea. Can a phone call really stop a war? In a move being described as a reset moment in the US-China relations, Washington and Beijing have agreed to establish direct military-to-military communication channels, a step aimed at diffusing potential flashpoints across the Indo-Pacific. The announcement came from US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who confirmed he reached the agreement with his Chinese counterpart, Admiral Dong Jun, following a late-night phone call on November 1st, just days after the historic Trump-Xi summit in South Korea, the first direct encounter between the two leaders since the height of trade and military tensions.
The Admiral and I agree that peace, stability, and good relations are the best path for our two great and strong countries. Admiral Dong and I also agreed that we should set up military-to-military channels to deconflict and de-escalate any problems that arise.
Hegseth's statement, posted on X, described a notable shift in tone, one that blends President Donald Trump's brand of transactional diplomacy with a revived push for cooperation. Hegseth echoed Trump's optimism about US-China ties, calling their meeting a milestone moment.
As President Trump said, his historic G2 meeting set the tone for everlasting peace and success for the US and China.
The term G2, shorthand for the world's two dominant economies, signals Washington's re-embrace of major power diplomacy, a language Trump had often used in his first term. In his post, Hegseth added that the newly proposed channels would be designed to deconflict and de-escalate any military incident, a clear reference to years of close calls between US and Chinese forces in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. The Pentagon chief said further meetings are already planned, calling the decision a breakthrough in efforts to restore the dozens of dormant communication lines that collapsed during Trump's first presidency. Analysts note that military dialogue between the two sides has long been patchy, often suspended after diplomatic flare-ups or sanctions. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, more than 90 official communication channels between Washington and Beijing went silent between 2017 and 2021. For now, Beijing has not issued an official response to Hegseth's comments. But Chinese state media has highlighted Xi Jinping's meeting with Trump as constructive, suggesting a cautious willingness to engage. Yet, the shift in tone comes with striking contradictions. Only hours before the conciliatory announcement, Hegseth had delivered a tough-talking speech in Kuala Lumpur, warning Southeast Asian nations to boost maritime defences against what he called China's destabilising behaviour. He cited Beijing's latest declaration of the Scarborough Shoal, a disputed feature seized from the Philippines in 2012, as a so-called nature reserve, calling it an attempt to legitimise illegal territorial claims. The South China Sea remains the region's most volatile flashpoint, a crossroads of trade, sovereignty and power projection. Beijing continues to claim nearly the entire stretch of waters, overlapping with the boundaries of Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei and the Philippines, a stance repeatedly challenged by Washington. While both sides have signalled a willingness to manage competition responsibly, the Military Channel Initiative will test whether words translate into restraint. For now, officials in Washington describe the Trump-Xi summit and the follow-up defence dialogue as an opportunity, fragile but promising, to stabilise a relationship once defined by suspicion, tariffs and near misses at sea.